YouTube. Yeah. Ooh. Whew. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Sorry for the late start if you're here live. Lots of things going on in my personal and professional life. So, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do the best you can with what you've got. And keep on moving forward. Keep on trucking, right? Keep on trucking. Yeah, it's not a bad day here today. It's a beautiful day, actually. The sun is out. And it's just a nice day with a calm breeze. It just feels really nice. And hopefully you are getting out there in your neck of the woods and taking a nice walk or a jog or a hike or getting some type of exercise. It is very, very important, folks, that you get some form of exercise, if not each and every day, almost each and every day, at least 5 days a week. You got to move around. Get that body moving, move those muscles. It will also help your digestive system when you move around. If you are sedentary, you're going to have lots of issues. The people that move around are going to have fewer issues, if any issues, and you're going to live a longer and healthier life. Let me check out the chat here. Oh, let me see. I have a great topic to discuss here today. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Who's that? Hey, Stephanie. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here, and it was also great to chat with you on the panel we were on yesterday on the hashtag Empress Janet channel. Midnight Raven is here, and the wrench works for the Midnight Raven. I suggest you don't mess with her. The Midnight Raven is a lot like my lady. Doesn't put up with any bullshit. Good woman, like my woman, but just like my woman, the Raven puts up with no BS. You all have received your fair warning. Oh my, this is gorgeous today. Look at this. The water is full. Oh, this is beautiful. You can't ask for anything better. Wow. I can't complain. We've got a bunch of tourists over here. So I'm going to keep it quiet as I round the corner. Today we're going to be discussing, stop trying to convince people on anything. Let them come to you. That's coming up in just a few. And when you do that, it will turn your life around because everything will happen in the ways it's supposed to happen naturally when you stop trying to convince people regarding anything you're trying to convince them on. Even if you're a YouTuber and you try to beg people to stick around or force people to come to your channel and stuff like that, stop it. Stop it. You're only making your cause a lot worse. People will go where they want to go, and they're going to do what they're going to do. So why Why continue to try to force people to do things they don't want to do? It was fun, says Stephanie. Yeah, it was. It was a good time. And, you know, I would like to do more panels with you, Stephanie, and Janet, and some other people. But I would like to make these panels more of a discussion panel rather than a therapy session. I'm just going to be real honest. And I kind of shared a bit about this yesterday. I don't know if Janet heard that part of the show, or she'll hear this one, or you can let her know. You know, when I was on the panel yesterday, I mean, I love all of you. You ladies are great, and the guys that popped on, I think one guy popped on, Rex. Not a bad guy. I think Rex does need some help, though. I think Rex needs to work through some emotional trauma that stems to his childhood, because when I asked him respectfully and professionally, you know, why, you know, after he said that, oh, you know, I've been engaged. I failed to mention yesterday, my lady reminded me about this when we talked about it by phone last night. Rex has been engaged 5 times and never gotten married. You know, why would you get engaged 5 times and then not get married? I mean, I can see once or even twice, but 5 times, it's telling me it's something within you, Rex, or anyone in that situation. And so I asked him the question I'll ask anyone. You know, how was your relationship with your parents? Did you have both parents growing up? And he got triggered. He got majorly triggered. And that answered the question that he's traumatized, stemming back to his childhood and the way he was raised. And I'll tell you, that's not the way I expected any 48-year-old grown-ass man to behave. So if he got triggered that easily at me for asking him a simple question to try and help him, I can only imagine how he overreacts to the women he's with when he doesn't get his way. That, to me, is a very weak man. And I didn't want to come out and say it on the show, but that's a very, very weak and insecure man. And women are not attracted to weak and insecure men. Women are attracted to a man's strength, and they're repelled by a man's weakness, physically and emotionally, especially more so emotional weakness is something that women are repelled by immediately. When a man can't hold his own emotional shit and have emotional self-control, or lacks emotional self-control, that's what annoys women the most. Why? Because they're emotional beings. They need you to be the strong one to balance out their emotions. Right? And if you're weak, women get annoyed and lose respect for you and don't trust you because you can't help them in the ways they need your help. And it's really sad to see grown-ass 48-year-old men having a lack of emotional self-control. That's not manly. It's not. It absolutely isn't. So my thing, Stephanie, if we're going to continue doing some of these panels, I don't want them to be more like a therapy session where I come on and I coach everyone on the panel, because that's how I kind of felt it went yesterday. I had a good time, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I love you all. But the type of coaching I did yesterday is what I typically do for my paid clients. And I kind of want to do things more like, broad-based topics. Talk about situations. Talk about, general topics when we go on these panels. If I continue to give away, what I charge for free, which is, individual support, then I'm out of business. And I don't mean to be rude by that, but that's just the point. I just wanted to be really honest about that. I'm very transparent. I want to make it really clear from here on out, when I work with people or get on a panel with people or do collab videos with people, it needs to be a mutually beneficial thing. It needs to be a two-way street. And I hate to be this upfront, but I need to be this upfront. So, I focus my time on productive things that not only help other people move forward, but also help me move forward too. It has to be mutually beneficial. So I'm looking to work with people that are professional, that are mature, that are emotionally strong, and are looking to grow something as well. And they've got their stuff together, right? Now, I am willing to work with just about anyone. But if you're not as close to what I just mentioned a second ago, those are the qualifications I look for, then I'm going to invest minimal time in other aspects that don't serve me in the ways I just mentioned a second ago. And any real YouTuber that wants to grow a real YouTube channel is going to look at it the same way. I don't want to be a part of discussion panels that end up being kind of like drama shit show panels. I want to, get on panels with people that have an opinion and that are strong and that are open-minded and can bring even value to me as well. So I hope what I'm saying doesn't offend anyone, but if it does, I apologize. We just probably aren't meant to work together. And I'd rather be upfront and honest about it than us start doing things together and it's a waste of both of our time. Respectfully speaking, Hey, at Michael Portner, says Raven. Good afternoon, Eli, says Lewis Fuller. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? You know the Midnight Raven, right, Lewis? Hey, Raven, says Michael. Got 13 in the box, 6 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here, folks. Please like this stream if you're here live or on the replay. If you can do me a favor, if you have a community tab on YouTube, please share it out on your community tab. Share it out on social media if you can. Also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. You need to be subscribed to chat in any of my live stream chats or premiere video chats. There's no time limit. Once you subscribe, you can start chatting right away. Also, furthermore, please look at my guidelines that will pop up in the chat at least the first time you come to my channel. Respect my rules, and you won't get banned, and you'll be able to speak your mind. I have no problem with people speaking their mind and sharing their thoughts. No problem at all. But, if you, deliberately attack someone like myself or any of my moderators or any other, good supporters in here, consumers of content, we will remove you without notice, and we're not going to acknowledge you. Just going to remove you, and that's that. Effective today. I'm just putting out a new thing on my channel here. I'm going to be a lot lighter with the band hammer. There are a lot of great people I've connected with in the past that have come back and want to chat here and want to participate and possibly even collaborate on some videos and live stream panels. Okay? I want to be respectful to all of them. At the same time, I want to say that from this point on, anyone that gets banned is permanently banned and will never be welcomed back. I say that now because I'm not going to remove a moderator or ban anyone as strictly as I used to. There was a reason for that back then. I don't have to get into it. But I want people to speak their mind. I want people to have their say, even if it's the opposite of how I feel. As long as you do it respectfully. We can respectfully disagree and still be friends at the end of the day, right? And still get along, right? And come back to fight another day, right? But again, once people get banned from here on out, whether you've been unbanned several times in the past and you're currently unbanned, if you get banned again, you're never coming back again. And to all new people, you get banned one time, you're never coming back. I don't have time to play this ban-unban game and unban him, unban her, unban him, unban her. I'm too old for this crap. It's stupid, right? I will also make it very clear that just because, even if a moderator of mine has a difference of opinion in something I do or say, I'm not going to remove your mod wrench unless you say something rude and derogatory. If you disagree with me based on some actions I've taken or not taken, or things I've said or haven't said, I'm not going to remove your mod wrench or ban you. I want you to have your say. But if you come out here and start calling me derogatory words or derogatory names when you say that, or you say anything derogatory to another moderator or good member of this channel, or good content consumer or supporter of this channel, then we'll remove you at that point. Like I said, I've really lightened up a lot on how I want to moderate people. I do want to grow this thing, and I do understand that growing an audience, you can't ban everyone, and I understand that. There were reasons why I did that in the past. I've worked through all of those aspects, and we are all moving forward in this new way. Yes, I will do that right now. Thank you, Lewis. Lewis says, yes, please follow all guidelines the host put out. Be respectful. Thank you, Lewis. Midnight Raven says, I have always spoken my mind. I have no filter, and I stand by whatever I say. See, Midnight Raven, I've never had a problem with you, and I think you understand that now. And I understand you a lot better now. I never had a problem with you stating your opinion and disagreeing and stuff. That actually makes things more interesting. And I think you agree on that. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I think you agree with that, right? The problem was, involvement with other people that I don't want to be involved with, and we moved past that, and, we're not backtracking. So I totally understand how you felt in the past, and I understand how you feel now. And I'm unfiltered too, Raven, so that's a good thing. I'd rather have people be unfiltered and be real, because people that are unfiltered are real. People that filter stuff are phony and fake and are just trying to say what they think other people are going to like, right? And then they're not being themselves. So I get it. I totally get it. Amen to that. I also sent an email today to Gemma's Journey Grace, and because I did tag her in a community post the other day. She's wanted to come back. I don't know, Raven, if you're still in touch with her. I did send her an email. I don't know if she got it. I don't know if she saw my community post. I don't know if if she's wanted to come back. I'm sure she's unblocked me there. She was never blocked on my end, but you're welcome to come back, Gemma, with open arms. And Gemma, I think you and I can bring back what you and I were trying to create many years ago on my former channel. Those are the days where we first met Midnight Raven and many other people. We hadn't met you yet, Lewis, but I think you were still around back then. You and I just didn't know each other. Midnight Raven says, yes, I still have contact with Gemma. If you want to let her know, I sent her an email. I tagged her in a community post yesterday. I sent her an email this morning from my Coach Eli at coacheli.com, professional business email, so she knows it's me. It's not a fake. It's a real email. She's welcome to come back. And when she comes back, we can even moderate her too. I made her aware of that. So, and Gemma, if you hear this, like I said, you and I had some great banter on many live streams. You were like my co-host, and I was your co-host. We had a really good time talking about a lot of different things, different aspects of life, and I think we could do it again and get more and more people involved. And more so, that was a jackrabbit. You folks probably saw that. Run right across the trail. There it goes. That's a big jackrabbit, actually. Man, that thing is hauling. And there's a little squirrel right there, just hanging on the mesh fence. Where'd you go, buddy? I'm gonna wait for some people to come on by. Okay. Those people are stopping behind me. They're like tourists. Like tourists like to come and explore the SF Bay Trail, the San Francisco Bay Trail, which goes all the way around the bay. Eventually, they're going to connect the whole thing, but it basically, you can access it from different parts of the Bay Area. They're not all linked together, so you couldn't walk this whole thing in one shot if you wanted to. It ends in certain parts, and then you have to drive like a mile north and enter a new part of it, but eventually it's going to be linked all around the entire Bay Area. Like I mentioned before, once that happens, I'm probably going to take a couple months off and walk the whole thing. And at that point, I may even hire my lady to start working with me on this channel. That's the plan for the future. And we may end up doing that, 2-month walk around the entire SF Bay Trail once it's completed. During that time, and we'll be broadcasting live and doing walks daily. I think that would be awesome. I can show you the different parts all over the bay. I've been on many parts of the SF Bay Trail all over the bay. I'm on the peninsula here. It's considered the West Bay, but they don't call it the West Bay. They call it the peninsula. Then the North Bay, that's where one of my exes used to live. And I've done parts of the Bay Trail there. Also, I've done parts of the Bay Trail in the East Bay near Oakland. People know, Oakland's a major city. People know about Oakland, even if you're not from California. So, I've experienced many parts of the SF Bay Trail, and it's incredible. All right. All right, give me a second, folks, and then we're going to... All right. we're back. We're back. I'm just going to wait for some people to walk on by here, and then we'll get started. They're on their phones, and they're walking slowly, so I'm going to wait for them to just pass on by. Let them get a little bit of a head start. Yeah, the problem is this group of people are walking at a lazy, gingerly rate. And so if I start walking too soon, I will probably catch him and pass him, and then it'll be another interruption. Like you can just see up ahead there. So I'm gonna let them get ahead for a little bit. Give me a second, folks. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in Redwood City, California. This is episode number 263. 263 of these in the books, or almost in the books after this one's done. Or in the book, right? Yeah. And the topic of today's stream is stop trying to convince / chase people on anything. Let them come to you. One more time. Stop trying to convince / chase people to come to you. Or regarding anything. Let them come to you instead. So don't try to convince people regarding any aspect of life. Don't chase people. Unless you're a woman, it's okay to chase a guy a little bit. But guys, don't chase women. That'll just chase them out of your life. If you chase a woman, it's perceived as weakness, or, you know, you have nothing going on in your life. Women are attracted to men that have a purpose. And if you chase a woman, it makes a woman perceive that you have too much free time on your hands and you'd rather focus on her than your actual purpose, right? And yes, women do want you to focus on them once you're with them, but when you're first getting to know a woman, and even while you're with a woman, you know, you still, like I've been with my lady for 6 months. Like 6.5 months now, I believe. She'll correct me later tonight, you know. And earlier today, you know, she saw my community postings. All right. And I was just doing my thing. I got up, I made a pot of coffee, and I was checking my email and, you know, responding to some YouTube comments and reaching out to some people by email, sending emails out and all that. And my woman reached out and said, "Hey, baby, I saw your community posts. You want to talk?" Or, you know. And we talked. I actually gave her a call real quick while she was at work. Kind of filled her in, or definitely filled her in on what's going on. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm focused on my purpose. I wasn't focused on her. Do I think about her? Sure. Do I care about her, love her? Sure. Right? Did I ignore her when she reached out? No. But like I've said in the past, guys, you need to let women do 70 to 80% of all calling, texting, and pursuing. You can do it 20 to 30% of the time. I've reached out to her first every now and then, but the majority of the time it's her. And when women are reaching out to you first, they're not dumping you, right? I'm a man focused on my purpose. I got up and I got to work. My lady reached out. I'm like, "Hey, babe, how's it going? Great to hear from you. You know, yeah, let's talk right now. I'll let you know what those community posts were all about," right? Your job as a man is just, you wait for the woman to reach out. When she reaches out, you say, "Hey, babe, you know, how you doing, sexy thing," or whatever, right? You don't have to even say that. You can say whatever. What's going on, babe? How's your day going? Or when are you free to get together? I can't wait to see your sexy ass again, or something like that, right? It shouldn't have to take convincing. You shouldn't have to chase as a man to keep a woman around. You just be yourself, right? Out here on YouTube, give me a second here. Out here on YouTube, you have lots of people, that try to build an audience and force people to come to their channels and force people to stick around. And what the people that do this don't understand is that you can't force anyone to stick around. They have to choose to do that, right? You have to sit there and realize, well, why did they come to your channel in the first place, right? And if they left, why did they leave? Did you change your content? Did you change the initial purpose of what they came there for? How do you treat the people that are on your channel? Right? Do you treat them with love and respect and consideration? Or do you treat them like crap? Or do you yell at them because they don't donate? Do you yell at them because they go to other people's channels? All right? I've never been the kind of person that's forced anyone to do anything regarding myself, personally or professionally. And that's what I'm trying to get through to you folks. Trying to help you folks learn to better love yourselves and become the best version of yourselves you can be. And by doing that, you're just going to naturally attract the right people into your life, personally and professionally. When I used to work in retail in my younger days, we no longer, called, salespeople, because if you're a salesperson nowadays, and this started back, 15, 20 years ago when I was in retail, if you're called a salesperson, that comes off as you're someone that's pushy and you're going to try to force a sale onto the customer. So we started calling salespeople consultative salespeople, or consultative sales technician, or something like that. Some fancy, name, right? When I was a manager for Office Depot, we had a position called CST. And it stood for consultative selling technician or technology specialist, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, right? And he was he or she, whoever ran that department, depending on the store, was in charge of, technology sales. And their job was not to try to sell the customer by hard selling them. Their job was to explain the difference of the lower end model compared to the, in the middle, Sorry, folks, I'm back. I got cut off. Like I was saying, customers would come in and ask, what's the difference if I pay $100 more to get the top of the line printer instead of the mid-level printer, right? There are three choices: the low end, the mid-level, and then the high end, right? Top of the line, right? And I would say, if I was running that department, sometimes as a manager, I would run that department while the person that normally runs it was on lunch, because I knew technology, even back then, really well. And I would say, well, first of all, you get what you pay for, but to be more specific, this machine can handle a higher volume of printing per day The motor is stronger. It's going to, last longer. It's going to have a longer life if you do this amount of printing. Now, if you get the mid-level one, you could still print as many pages as, the one on the higher end one daily, but the motor on this one here, it's a smaller printer. It's made for lower volume, right? In some cases, the higher end printer also had higher resolution. This printer also has a higher resolution. So, if you're going to be printing a lot of color and photos, you're going to have better quality. Especially if you use photo paper, you'll notice the difference. The mid-level one is still decent, but if you want the absolute best quality to look like a real picture, like the ones we used to get developed in the stores, this is the one you're going to want to get. And I wouldn't even try to close them. You don't have to close them. They close themselves. Sometimes they would ask me, the customers would ask me, so based on what I've told you, what do you think is the best one for me? And I was always honest with them. A lot of times it was the mid-level one, right? And it was interesting because when I was always very honest with people. Every time I would recommend the mid-level printer to a customer, because I was so honest and I explained the difference very well and how much better the quality would be for the higher end one for photos, 9 out of 10 times I'd recommend the mid-level one and they would buy the high end one. And why is that? Because I didn't try to hard sell them. I was using consultative selling techniques, being honest with them and saying, hey, this one will work for you just fine. But if you want the absolute best quality and want a printer that's going to last the longest, then this is the one. And a lot of times people, as long as you're honest with them, will spend a little more money. They'll spend even $100 more on something that's going to last them 2 or 3 years longer and give them better quality than the one that they would normally qualify for. So it's all about you just taking the time to explain things to them and not force them into anything. A lot of people coming today. The weather's starting to get a little bit nicer out here, so you're going to have more people on the trail, more distractions. And they see me with a selfie stick and a camera, and they try to avoid it. It's all part of the game, right? Folks, please smash the thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Share this out. And make sure you subscribe. Bang the bell. Select the notifications. You need to be subscribed here to chat. Once you subscribe, you can start chatting immediately. There is no time restriction on chatting after you subscribe. You can chat right away. Oh boy. I think that was a big, huge bee. This is the time of year where the trail starts to grow really fast. Lots of sunlight, water. It's getting warmer, so you're going to start getting the bugs and the critters and all that. And it's almost warm enough to the point of where I won't need to wear this jacket. I'm not even wearing my gloves. I haven't worn my gloves in like a week. How's the weather in your area, folks? Is the weather getting nicer? Are you getting acclimated to daylight savings time? I certainly am. I look forward to an amazing summer. Hey, Lewis, yes, I hate having to walk into a wasp nest. It doesn't feel good. Well, Lewis, those wasps, they can sting you more than once. And they can really do some damage. Or if a bunch of them, attack you, repetitively, right? They can even take you out, Lewis. You got to be real careful. That's the thing about being in nature. You got to be aware of your surroundings. Yeah, enjoy the scenery, right? But the best thing you can do is stay on the trail. Look left, right. Every so often, you can look behind you, right? On a trail like this, you don't have to really worry, a lot about there are no bears and, no snakes or anything like that. I mean, it's not impossible to see any of them out here, but it's extremely unlikely. A trail like this, you're going to have a lot of bugs and bees. And you're going to have ducks. You're going to have geese and all that type of stuff. But when you go onto like a real hiking trail out in the woods, then it could be anything. It could be rattlesnakes, gopher snakes. It could be bears. Could be even what do you call those things? Mountain lions. You gotta watch out for the mountain lions. Mountain lions are typically you're going to start seeing mountain lions typically at 1,500 feet or higher. These people are coming back, so I'm going to move off to the side. You're going to see mountain lions typically at 1,500 feet, but they have become disoriented, and they've come down the mainland, even where I live, which is practically at sea level. Redwood City is probably the closest to sea level possible. We're like 13 feet above sea level. So the air is the thickest here. Great air quality. We've had mountain lions. Every now and then there are mountain lion sightings, which is what I'm trying to say, in Redwood City. But that's when they're the most dangerous because they're disoriented. When they are disoriented, I mean, they go in protective mode. They're out of their natural, element. So you got to be real careful. Midnight Raven said, we had a sprinkling of snow yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, you are in Great Britain, or I can't remember exactly where you're at, Raven. But you folks got snow yesterday. Excuse me. You got snow yesterday? Yeah, we've been getting some snow. We got some snow a few weeks back in the higher elevations out here in Northern California. That's typically out in the mountains, couple like 2.5 hours east of where I live. I'm closer to the coast. That's like the Lake Tahoe area. You've probably heard of Lake Tahoe even in your country, Raven. Lake Tahoe and Reno. Just very, very popular global tourist traps. But they're beautiful areas. I've spent a lot of time there. I have friends, their parents own property there, and when I was younger, we had a lot of fun going to Tahoe and Reno. And yeah, I tell you, when you live in California and you get out to Nevada for a week or so, you're like, number one, you notice the difference in the cost of living. Now, granted, the homes now are pretty much almost as expensive as the San Francisco Bay Area and Tahoe, but Reno is much more affordable than the Bay Area, and everything's just much cheaper there. And I believe Nevada has no property tax. So, if you own a home there, you don't pay any property tax. Out here in the Bay Area in California, if you have $1 million or $2 million home, you can only imagine what your property taxes are going to be each year. So your property tax on a home like that each year in the Bay Area is going to be more than what a lot of people make in an entire year. It's ridiculous. The yellow kind, not the red ones. Yeah, Raven, if you're still around, do you plan on doing any live streams at all at some point, maybe next week? And Lewis, you know the Raven, right? What about you, Lewis? Are you planning on doing some live streams? It looks like everyone's left the observation deck, so I can come up here for a few. I don't think anyone else is coming. Let me get up here for a second. There may be a couple people coming. I can't tell which way they're walking. And then we'll continue with some more examples regarding the topic. And then I'll share some other things regarding, future collaborations and, things that I'm going to be working with some other content creators on. Yeah, I think it's a couple women. They're coming up here. So I'm going to just start to head on down and head on back. Speaking of which, I was going to do a live stream last night from the studio, folks, but I'm going to be doing it tonight instead at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be discussing, how to, stop being bitter, a bitter person, so you can find, that special someone to date, right? I have a couple of Reddit postings that I'm going to be going over. One of them is on the topic. They're very interesting, and I also have, a lot to say in my own words. I don't just, read Reddit postings like some people say. I actually put my own spin on it. I use Reddit postings to share with you folks what other people are saying about certain things, to add more value, and then to comment and critique those myself based on my personal experiences. So a couple of Reddit postings I was going to do yesterday, I'm going to do tonight, but then I added a third Reddit posting that is it's a very interesting posting, and I'm actually going to read that one. I'm going to talk about that one first, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel tonight from the studio. I'm going to be on probably for like 90 minutes or so, an hour and a half to 2 hours max. So yeah, come and join us. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Additionally, I would love to start getting some interviews going with people. And I would also like to, I do want to start doing some panel shows, but I want to make it very, very, very clear. I want to do I can't even talk, Jesus. I want to do panel shows. There you go. Get the words out of your mouth, Eli. I want to do panel shows where we discuss things. And we're not fighting each other on a panel. And we're not, talking smack about other people. I want to run some real discussion panels and get really into, these topics I talk about out here, right? What I'd really love to do is get a panel of men and women and talk about relationship dynamics and talk about the issues regarding dating in the modern world and marriage in the modern world. I want to do it in a way where, the ladies aren't in conversation with a panel of men and women to talk about these things and share our individual experiences. And that way, I can come on in there as well with my knowledge and really compare what you folks are saying to what I've been through and what I talk about. And we can really learn from that. I mean, you tell me, folks. Wouldn't that be something you'd like to tune into, right? That'd be something. Sorry, folks, got cut off. I'm back. Hey, NCS Queen, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. So like I was saying, I want to just make sure when we run these panels with men and women that everyone understands I'm a monetized channel, and we need to follow monetization policies and also community guidelines and also copyright. Sometimes people, when they come on panels, I don't want them showing any copyrighted images or anything like that. I'm very, very careful with who I bring on this show, and everyone will be, or sorry, on this channel. I'm very careful with who I bring on this channel, and no one that's not pre-screened will come on. I'm not gonna let people porn bomb me like they've porn bombed other channels and have them taken down. And after we run these shows here on this channel, if I feel that the show is a little too hot to keep the replay up, I will delete the replay off the main channel. I'll delete the video off the channel when it goes to a replay, and I'll re-upload in the same high quality to Coach Eli 2 uncensored live streams. I want to run the shows here because obviously the super chat is here, and I want to leave as many options for people to donate to the channel, obviously. But if that content is too hot to keep on this main channel after it's done live, based on what happens on the live show, then I'll remove it and move it over to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. By the way, subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Nightbot's sharing the link every 7 minutes or so. So that way, whoa. I think a bug almost hit me. So that way, whenever, I put any content over there, you'll get notified. Now, there may be some times where I know something's going to be so hot to even do live on this channel, then I'll do a live stream over there. If I do that, I will post on my community tab that I'm going live there, and probably you do a quick live stream an hour before I go live on Coach Eli 2 on this channel to make people aware. But that's where we're heading. And I know a lot of people, have been, Jesus Christ. The bug keeps flying like on my windscreen microphone. Like I was saying, I know a lot of people that I used to, collaborate with and do panels with and videos with in the past are coming back. I mean, they're seeing certain things that are leading them back to work with people like me instead of the people they used to work with. And so I just want to make you folks aware where we're heading. And Jesus, I keep getting hit by bugs. And we're going to be, immediately getting on board with this. I've already done a couple live streams with hashtag Empress Janet channel. Soon I'll be doing some streams with the Adventures with JT channel, stands for Jonathan Tuttle. We're going to be talking about relationship dynamics on his channel to his audience. Midnight Raven, there are lots of things we can do on your channel, and you can certainly bring the female perspective and share with us how the dating world is in your neck of the woods. Because a lot of people seem that if you go to different countries, that men are different or men are different. And the truth of the matter is, there's no difference wherever you go. Men are men and women are women. We just speak a different language. Or maybe our skin is a little bit of a different color, respectfully saying that because I love everyone, right? But we all have the same body parts. And we are all biologically the same, right? Now, a lot of guys out there nowadays are saying, oh, Western women are horrible and Eastern women are great. They're still more traditional. Well, I hate to burst your bubble. Even Eastern women are liberated too. Sure, maybe they're still being more so raised with traditional morals, values, and ethics, but they're still liberated women. They're still modern women any way you look at it. Traditionalism is dead. It really is. And that's another thing I really want to start talking more about on this channel. You know, the divorce rate's at an all-time high, 60+% here in the US, and it's pretty similar globally. The birth rate is down here in the US, and I'm sure it's the same globally, right? So why is this happening, and what can we do to turn it around? And we have a lot of unhappy and miserable men and women that are single, never married, no kids, in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. When I was single before I met the woman I'm with, I mean, I was talking with a lot of women, and I'm not saying I'm all that. I got plenty of attention on dating apps because I take good pictures, and I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I think I'm an okay looking guy. I have confidence, and I take good pictures, and I stay reasonably healthy and fit, right? So I had no problem connecting with women. But a lot of the women I connected with were some of them were in their late 40s, 50s, or even early 60s, and most of them were very attractive, had a good job, made good money, had their own home and car and all that, right? But were single, never married, no kids. And if you're that good looking of a woman to make that amount of money, and you're that good on paper and physically look good, then how come you haven't found anyone to date or marry all this time, right? And that's because, how a lot of these women, like I've said in the past, okay, they've been indoctrinated into the feminist agenda. A bunny just went across the trail again. Wow, that thing is hauling. Wow. Oh, I wish I had the front camera on. And these women are raised to be stronger, and they probably had one bad abusive relationship when they were younger, and they put their guard up ever since, right? And they're standoffish, and they work a job also that requires them to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy. And when they would come across guys like me, or decent guys that are well balanced, we're not sissies, but we're not arrogant, we're just cool, normal, strong dudes. Like, no matter how attractive they were or what they had, I wouldn't give these women the time of day because they were trying to act like a man. And that's when a woman tries to act like a man and is just way more assertive than submissive, it's a big turnoff to strong, normal men. Nothing wrong with a woman being assertive at times, right? But the majority of the time, a woman's natural essence is submissive and sweet and docile and kind, right? Like I've said before, I'll say it again. This is what Coach Corey Wayne says, and I agree. A woman and a man need to be in their natural essence of being feminine and masculine 70 to 80% of the time. The other 20 to 30% of the time, the woman can be more assertive and dominant and stuff, and the other 20 to 30% of the time, for a man, he can be a little more submissive at times, or be a little more emotionally open and stuff like that, right? But if the women are not in their natural biological essence the majority of the time, the sexual polarity is flipped, which is what I'm trying to say, and it just doesn't. I'll get to the chat in a second. I'm sorry, folks, got cut off. I'm back. Even if, you're a woman dating a beta submissive type of male that lets you wear the pants and you're wearing the pants, right? You think you want to wear the pants, but if the man allows you to wear the pants, eventually you're going to get tired of that and you're going to start feeling like something is not right. And let me clearly tell you what's not right. It's the fact that you don't respect a man that you're stronger than, right? Physically probably stronger and emotionally stronger, right? Because what women need from a man, they want to feel safe with a man. They want to feel like the man can protect them if they're in danger. And they also want to feel like the man is emotionally strong enough to console her and be there to offset her emotions when they get a little high and strong at times, right? And if she perceives you to be weaker than her, she's going to know that you cannot help her in the way she needs help. You can't balance her out in the way she needs to be balanced out, right? And I say all of this respectfully. These are the types of topics that I'd like to discuss. I don't even want to debate. I don't like debates or arguments, right? We don't need to argue. We can have conversations, intelligent, intellectual conversations, and talk things out. And learn from each other and agree to disagree. Now, can I guarantee if you get a panel of men and women to discuss this that there's going to be no drama? Probably not. You know, even though I don't like drama, I know that to a certain extent, and I've told my lady this, I think to a certain extent, women love a little bit of drama in their life, some more than others, right? And most normal men like me, we hate any and all drama. But we're also strong enough to understand that life is not fair and things aren't always going to go the way we want them to go. So most good, strong men like me are going to have a tolerance for a little bit of drama as a normal thing. But if it gets to be too much for a guy like me, I'll just say, you know, this is just too much, baby, or whoever I'm around. Hey, look, this is too much drama. I don't want to consume myself with this and wear myself out, right? Because all drama does is wear you out emotionally, where it just destroys the rest of your day and makes you more tired physically on top of emotionally being worn down. When you're emotionally worn down, it drains you physically to the point of where you don't want to do anything for the rest of the day. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, or if you've never had that feeling. I'm sure you've all had that feeling. Get some off spray repellent before you go live next time. Yeah, like bugs off. I'm going to have to, bro, because yeah, now it's starting to get warmer than it was earlier. It's too warm now to even have my jacket on. I think starting tomorrow, depending on the weather, I'm going to take my jacket off. It's just getting really warm. It's right at the changing point of the weather. Now, the time I don't wear my jacket, it's going to be cold that day. Watch, right? Lewis Fuller says, and I am going to do a live stream with Rosie Wren, a collab when she feels a little bit better. Yeah, her grandmother passed away. I know she's struggling to get over it, Lewis. And I love Rosie. She's a good person. And when I say love Rosie, like a sister, because Rosie misunderstands that. I have a real girlfriend in real life that I love. She loves me. But I love her like family. I love Rosie like a daughter I never had. And she's like 21 or 22, I believe. Okay. But the thing with Rosie is, you know, she's been through a lot in her life. I don't think her mother's around anymore. I think she lives with her father, and her father is very controlling and doesn't let her get out of the house that much. So she's very, very oppressed. Like, you know, she needs to really get out more into the real world, right? And so, you know, and I know she's back here now, and no problem if she's watching, but Rosie requires a lot of attention because she can't leave her place because of her father. And that really sucks, right? I talked about this years ago. A lot of these people that are here, like I've tried to help these people dissect their situations, to help them really be happier in life. And they're still in the same situation because they haven't made the changes or they haven't stood up for themselves. Like I think Rosie needs to stand up to her dad and say, hey, I'm a grown woman. Yes, I'm living with you. But, cut me a little slack. Let me go and experience the world a little bit. She's very sheltered, Lewis. So something like this, her grandma passing away, she's going to hold on to it for quite some time and talk about it all day, every day. That's why a lot of the groups you have me in, Lewis, every so often I have to go in there and mute notifications for an hour or two because my phone's going off with Rosie and everyone responding to her like all damn day. I'm like, man, I just want to turn this damn thing off. Man, these smartphones, I tell you, man, they don't stop. You try to minimize the notifications. If you're like a public figure, people know you, right, and stuff like that, and you're a part of groups and stuff, like I'll tell you, it goes off all day, every day. YouTube, Reddit, Messenger, right? And LinkedIn and Twitter and, oh my God, boom, 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 boom. Oh my gosh. That's why I keep the thing on silent or vibrate. I don't even keep my ringer on anymore because it would be just going off every 2 seconds and I'd get annoyed. Let me let some people walk on by here real quick. Little Headlight says, Coach, I just met nice girl, but she has dogs and I hate dogs. Should I ghost her? I think you're a troll. Are you a troll, Little Headlight? Let me know if you're still here before I answer your question. Because questions like that are trollish and stupid. All right? I'll be right back. I'm going to go off the air for a second. All right, we're back. Hey, Klingus King. How you doing, bro? How you doing, Klingus King? From the show, dude. Great to see you here. Klingus King says, hi, Lewis. Excellent. Hope you guys and gals having a great day. Welcome to the show. Hi, Elias, says Klingus King. Yeah, great to see you, bro. How's your weekend going, man? Yeah, as a blanket statement, I put out some community postings on my community tab. Most of you have probably seen it. I'm going to be putting a lot more out on my community tab in between my shows to keep you folks posted throughout the days. Even my girlfriend is looking at my community tab every day now. My girlfriend watches me like a hawk. Not a bad thing. I guess she's really into me. I guess you're really into me, babe. I'm trying to be a little sarcastic. Just, you got to tease the women a little bit, right? Well, yeah, babe, aren't you into me? Yes, babe, I'm into you. Before we go that back and forth, just, we're just having some playful fun, right? Yeah, 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 right? Yeah, but my lady's been starting to really follow my community tab once I, told her about that. And so that's where I'm going to, you know, share the up to the minute stuff when I'm not live or putting out pre-recorded videos. And I need to start doing some pre-recorded videos again. But because I know there are some people here that have been a part of past drama and stuff like that. And I've moved on. I'm done. There's no more upside left for me to talk about, certain people and certain drama groups and aspects like that. Every now and then, let me put it to you guys this way. Because if you go through my community posts and actually read the comments, then you might be able to kind of figure out what I'm saying. But I want to put it out there to the people that care truly about this channel, about certain actions I've taken lately, where people are questioning, okay, are you an alpha male, or are you a beta male, or are you a sissy, or you just back down and stop fighting? There's always a reason why I do things. And it's always for the best overall interest of my business and my family and my girlfriend and my friends and other people I care for. I take all that into consideration, right? But why did I let me just share this here in the middle of the show here, and then I'll share a little more about the topic towards the end. I did at the beginning of the stream. I'm kind of freestyling now. The only reason why I even, reinserted myself back into this drama for a while was because, a few people came to my channel almost a month ago and were starting to say that, we've all made amends, Eli, with all the past enemies. We're all now friends, and we're all working together and doing this, doing that. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, what a bunch of hogwash, right? I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it then. I'm still not buying it now. But I was curious to see how, true it was that a lot of these people that I was associated with over the past 5 years, where most of them were enemies, and now they become friends all of a sudden. I was curious to see how accurate that was and how true these people were being friends, or, are these people being forced to be friends for a certain reason? Like, what's really going on? So my investment back into this for a little while during many of my mobile streams for the last month was to see if that was genuine or not, right? Okay. My investment was also to see if a certain someone was still a part of that group or not. And I saw many changes, happen. Like, I'm not going to get too far into it. Certain people were getting involved with certain other creators. And quite frankly, I think it was all one big smoke show, right? And last night, yesterday's stream, yes, I did go off a little bit. I do apologize to those of you for anything that may have come off unprofessional to you folks. I'm human and I have my moments, and this has been a lot, right? But what I will say is that yesterday I was saying, I'm gonna start just copyright striking people that use my content, and then I went home. I was gonna do a stream last night, the one I'm gonna be doing later tonight, and instead I canceled it. And I was watching that show that was on last night from the other side, that drama group, and they didn't play any of my content because I had said I'll just take down the stream if they do that. But the creator started, saying you don't have the balls to go ahead and take action and stuff, right? So I went and I filed 2 copyright strikes on 2 different channels, right? And then he puts out a community post blackmailing me. And the funny thing is, the blackmail that he was talking about didn't even involve him. Right? Now, I've let it go and I've moved on. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because there are some people here that don't realize that, hey, I have a spine and I can stand up for myself. And, when your hand is tied with what you can do because people are threatening to, do harmful things to you, if you, take rightful action against someone using your videos, your hands are tied at that point, Hey, Michael. And, I'm sure they're watching now. I'm gonna mention one thing here and really close the books on this. And I'm just gonna be very discreet about this. And this woman's gonna know who I'm talking to. Right? I'm not gonna mention names, but hey, she'll figure it out. Maybe you folks will too, but it doesn't matter. Ma'am, I've done nothing to you. I don't talk about you. I don't come at you. I don't say anything about you. As a matter of fact, I've said nothing but great things about you. So I really don't understand, ma'am. And she tried to make a comment on my community wall this morning. And yes, ma'am, you were blocked. Because I tried to be good to you. And I've done nothing wrong to you. I haven't done anything to you at all. Yet I don't understand why my dealings with a content creator you support have anything to do with you, right? But apparently they do, because if I file copyrights on him, then you're gonna help him put out some information on me, and I'm just saying, yes, I made a lot of mistakes in the past, right? We all have, right? You have too, ma'am. But I've let all that go because, hey, everyone makes mistakes. And I rose above it. And I've done nothing but respect you and your privacy and everything else. But you haven't respected mine, ma'am. And I'm just really wondering, you're not the kind of person, ma'am, that would do this. And the only thing, I'll just say this and put it out there, and I'm letting it go. And I suggest you folks on the other side continue to let it go, because I've let it go. I just want to make this final statement here and say, ma'am, maybe you're on the payroll too, and if that's the case, congratulations, and I wish you the best. because that is the only thing to me that makes any sense. When I've done nothing to you and done nothing but praise you for supporting the guy you're supporting and moving mountains for him, and I've said nothing but great things about your intelligence and how you've helped me figure things out. I don't understand this, ma'am. I have been supportive of you and been good to you, and when our friendship split up, I parted ways from our friendship so I could give you the space to go and have what you wanted. I wasn't trying to get rid of a friend. It was a conflict of interest. I did the right thing for you. I've always done the right thing for the best overall aspect of the friendship, right? I did the right thing for you, right? And for our friendship, right? So I really don't understand what I've done to deserve this, right? But I'm going to let it go. And it's done. It's over and done with. And I understand, man. Clock in, clock out. I understand. That's the business, right? And I'm also further understanding that maybe you're part of the business now. And if that's the case, congratulations. But you got to understand one thing. You guys are going to do your own thing, and that's cool. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not flagging anything else down. You got to understand how it makes me look. You folks have to make me look really bad and really stupid, which I'm not, so that way I can bring value to your content. And that's not cool. It's not. It's not cool when I've been nothing but good to you and everyone else. I've been good to people. But if we're just dealing with you, ma'am, I've been nothing but supportive and good to you. That's all I wanted to mention, because there are some people here and I wanted to be open and honest. I wish you all the best of luck, including you, ma'am, and anything else you folks want to do. And as far as people here on my channel, I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I was kind of trying to mention that in a posting, but I don't want to talk about that other side or anything. Or I don't want to mention these people by name or in a roundabout way. This is it. No more. And if you're only here to talk about that, then just don't come back. Hey Claire, hi Eli. I hope your day going well. I enjoyed your show with Janet yesterday. Be great to see you on Janet soon. Claire, stick around a second. I'll explain that in a second here. I think I mentioned enough about the topic earlier. There's just too much more to talk about. People are here and I want to engage you folks. I'll share more about that in a second. I kind of did towards the beginning of the show. Yeah, it's no big deal. I don't want to talk about any of this. I'm forewarning you folks. I don't want to talk about the other side. You talk about the other side, you're going to get banned. Give me a second here. That's your one warning, superfan or anyone else. I don't want to talk about them anymore. Do you understand that they want you guys to talk about it and they're sending people to talk about it because they want the back and forth to continue? Why do you think, I retracted those copyrights and I say, hey, look, I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm never going to flag him again. Fine. No problem. You guys do your thing. I'll do mine. I don't want to engage these people anymore, and I don't want people talking about it. You talk about it starting tomorrow or later tonight on my stream, and I will ban you without notice, and you will never come back. If you slip and make a mistake and say something, I will ban you and you're not welcome back. I don't want this in my chat at all. Let them do their own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I had to say this here today to make a clear statement. This is exactly what they want. And there's no more upside in this for me at all. There wasn't a whole lot of upside to begin with, but there was more than there is now. And quite frankly, I didn't even care about the upside. I just wanted to kind of figure out what was going on because these people re-engaged me. Ma'am, from the other side, you re-engaged me a month ago. And it just makes me lead to believe this was all part of the skit, all part of the deep manipulative skit to maybe just get me to re-engage again. And fine, if that's the case, so be it. But quite frankly, folks, I want none of it anymore. No more. I am not engaging, period. I don't want to know about what they're doing. I don't want to know what anyone from that group is doing on any one of their channels. I don't care what they're doing. I don't want to know about it. Am I clear? If I'm clear, put a 1 in the chat. If I'm clear, put a 1 in the chat. Some of you folks you can't let the drama go. Respect people's wishes for Christ's sake, right? You're not going to trigger me. You're not triggering me. But it is frustrating to see you people continue to try to poke a motherfucking bear, right? It's like I'm a fucking bear. And you continue to poke at me because you want me to come at you. And I'm not going to. I don't care how much you poke at me. I'm not going to come at you. I'm done. You understand? I'm done. It's just so pathetic, man. Let me go off the air and come back. A lot of Janet subs. We're really enjoying you on our channel. We appreciate you giving your time. Superfan says, 1, Cling is King, no need to re-engage. Maybe they can't rise above the drama, but you certainly can. Thank you, Cling is King. Sorry, I will not discuss drama with you. I don't mind if you talk about other drama channels. I just don't want to talk about that one particular one. I don't want to talk about the millennial guys, just put it that way. I don't want to talk about him or anyone he's involved with. I don't want to talk about anyone that's involved with their sponsor. And that includes the early 40s guy. Any other group, if you want to talk about Natasha, if you want to talk about Granny's watching, I don't care who you folks talk about. I just don't want to talk about any of these people that are associated with that fake sponsor. Bottom line. That's it. There's no upside. And the more and more we talk about it, the more and more they profit from it. That's the bottom line. That's how it works. It's clocking in and clocking out for them. And now they got more people on the staff, on the payroll. At least I assume that. I don't know for a fact, but I assume that. I assume that because, a lot of actions don't make sense unless you're getting paid to do them. And that's just my opinion. There we go. There's a duck that just went in the water there. I don't know if you folks saw that. Oh, wow. Can somebody type something? Just type anything in the chat. Somebody, if you can see me and hear me. I want to make sure my chat's working. Yeah, Claire, I want to make something really clear here again that I mentioned at the beginning of the show. I know you weren't here. Yeah, you're an awesome person, Claire, and I know that you have your own way of doing things, and I respect people for the way they do things. But I wanted to make you aware of my thoughts again about the panel yesterday. I had a great time, and I really enjoyed being there for you folks. But I kind of felt, and I want to hear your opinion, Claire. I kind of felt like that panel was more of a therapy session, kind of like me coming in. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm a life coach. but I kind of felt like it was a therapy coaching session or something like that, where I was just coaching a bunch of people on a panel. And I don't mind helping people, and I give a lot of my stuff away for free, right? I give a lot of my content away for free, my advice for free. But when it comes to helping people at an individual level, that's what I charge for. And basically by doing that on a panel for 4 or 5 people, it devalues my paid services. I'm not trying to be mean, and I still want to support you folks, and I will give as much to you folks as I can for free, but I am never going to go on a panel and analyze people's situations for 2 or 3 hours and not get paid for it. It's not a feasible business model. It's not. Mike says, understood, brother Eli. Makes perfect sense. Thank you, bro. Claire, leave those trolls to it. You're the most intelligent and chromatic. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what chromatic means. Maybe colorful or something. I don't know. But I appreciate that. I know you're from another country, Claire. Thank you so much. Michael Portnoy says, I think you made the right decision. You certainly don't need to fight other people's battles. Thank you, Michael. Kling is king. I am more than happy to cancel the Shell Corp. Oh, well, I don't know how you would do that, Kling is king. I don't know how you would do that, bro, but more power to you, bro. More power to you. We got some people coming. Give me a second here. Give me a second here, folks. This couple was walking by. It looks like the observation deck is free, and I'll be able to head up there. I don't think anyone is coming for a little bit. Let me see. I'll be right back, folks. Let me reset the chat. Let me see. Claire says, I understand it as a debate, healthy in the fantastic environment. We all have our stories. It was good to air our situations in life. Was more worthwhile than you realize. No, I do appreciate that, Claire. I really do. And let me be honest with you. I'm not trying to make money out of every little thing. But I've been running this channel here for 5 years. Well, not this one for 3 years. But I had another channel for 2 years before that. I've been doing this for 5 years. And this business has taken a long time to get off the ground for other reasons outside of what I feel happened on the panel yesterday on Empress Janet's channel. And so, I'm not trying to be a cheap bastard or anything like that. I mean, if I was making $1 million a year, you bet your bottom dollar I would have no problem going on these panels and giving away free advice like that, or not even I already do give away free advice, but giving away free coaching sessions live on the air to multiple people for hours, right? Which is what my main business aspect is, right? But I'm not making $1 million a year, and I still want to help people. I will still collaborate with you folks whenever it's possible. Give me a second. Hey Templar, how you doing? You're here from Janet's side. Welcome to the show. I'm also really sick and tired of, calling people, from Janet's side, from the other side, this and that. This is ridiculous, right? The drama group started this. You know, it's just welcome to the show. I heard about you through Janet, and that's that. We don't have to sit there and claim ownership of people, right? People can come and go as they wish and go where they want and support who they want, right? I'm really sick and tired of people creating clans and saying, okay, these are my peeps, my people, right? Right? Just to try to keep them around longer. I'm tired of that. I've never been that way. Yeah, I created the Coach Eli clan a few years ago. I hardly even mentioned it because it doesn't make sense. There is no Coach Eli clan. People come and go as they wish. They support who they want, when they have time to do so. Somebody's coming, so I'm going to start coming down. I'm just keeping it real with you folks, that's all. I'm keeping it real. Give me a second, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Like the topic states, stop trying to convince, chase people. Stop trying to convince people to only be a part of your channel and not go anywhere else. And, stop creating these clans and stuff like that to try to, further cement people from going anywhere. It's the most ridiculous thing. Let people choose. Let people go where they want to go. And if they continue to support you without you forcing them, isn't that better? Like, that'd be like me trying to force my girlfriend to date me. You can't force a woman to date you. And she can't force me to date her. She really cares about me deeply, and I care about her deeply. But you can't force that. It has to naturally happen. And it's the same thing with these audiences here, right? It's the same thing with these audiences. I got to start heading out in a few and getting ready for my night stream. Hey, Sky Church, how you doing? Was more worthwhile than you realize. Yes, Claire, I know it helped you folks out, and I appreciate that. Humbly speaking, thank you. Michael says, I felt like certain people were just trying to use you as a weapon and use your platform to keep their hands clean in the end. Michael, that may be partially true, and maybe not. People are always going to try to do things that they can get away with, and that will help them get ahead quicker. I've always said, Michael, and everyone else, that if you want to get ahead and you want it to be sustainable long term, you got to put in the time and the effort and the work, and that's what I keep doing here each and every day. Right? And I've got a lot more to deal with than just what I deal with out here on YouTube. I've got a mother that's getting older. I took her to the doctor the other day. She's fine, right? But I got to start spending more time with her and taking better care of her, right? I've got a great girlfriend now. She's going through some things with her daughter and this engagement, and I want to be supportive. That takes a lot of my time. I've got a brother who just turned 47 yesterday on April Fool's Day. I need to go spend more time with him. I've got many other things going on. And so it's like, I don't have a whole lot of time to really just even care about, what you mentioned, Michael. And I'm not taking away from your question. I care about you, and I'm glad you put it out there, bro. But it really doesn't matter. Claire says a lot of people listened to you and valued your opinion, and others think of it being shown UK getting to know you may look you up and ask you for help in the future. No, you're right, Claire, and I do appreciate that. No, I do. All right, give me a second. Some dude is on a Bluetooth and he's yelling out loud, and I'm getting I'm getting distracted here. He's speaking like half Chinese and half English. This is what I like about this mic. I can speak softly. He can't hear me, but you folks can hear me clearly. Give me a second here, folks. Let me switch the camera so you folks can see the beautiful water there. All right, we're back. We should be back. Claire says, Janet introduced us to you. She doesn't mind us coming and going. She's proud of her achievements and say we are her people because we were there for her. Don't forget she had her channel robbed. Well, I mean, I understand she had her channel robbed, but here's another thing, and this is something that people need to really understand, Claire, is that people are only going to rob you if you let them rob you. Let me repeat that one more time. I'm not trying to sound rude. I'm not trying to sound like I'm not being understanding or a good guy, right? That I'm not being compassionate. I am. But you guys got to learn to understand that people are only going to rob you if you allow them to rob you, right? And if you allow them to rob you and then you play the role of the victim, that just doesn't doesn't look good, right? I'm not saying that about Janet. I'm saying that in general. A lot of people will come out and allow people to take advantage of them in some way, shape, or form. You allow them to do that, and then you come out after you get robbed, after you allow them to rob you, you come out and then you play the role of the victim, and then you expect sympathy, right? And look, I'm a compassionate guy, and I understand that people go through things and they make mistakes. The one thing that I cannot stand is when people allow people to take advantage of them and then they play the role of the victim and expect sympathy. That doesn't work for me, right? I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. Man, I can't even see the screen here. I'm doing all right, says Sky Church. Victimhood is a state of mind. You're right, Templar. Jenna has had it tough. She appreciated us and our friendship. She had everything took away. Well, okay. This is where I'm going to come in and I'm going to share my thoughts. And some of you may not like me after this. I'm just going to be honest, right? And again, I'm going to mention this. People can only take from you what you allow them to take. That goes for men and women. People can and will only take from you if you allow them to take from you, right? And a lot of the things that's probably happened to Janet and other people, I'm going to say this in general. People go through things, right? People go through things. They go through a traumatic experience. Or they go through a divorce. And maybe they lost out on the divorce. Maybe it cost them financially and emotionally, right? But why did they get to that point, right? Why do things happen to people? Because they allow them to happen. Because they put themselves in a situation that wasn't right to begin with, because they didn't do a good enough job of properly vetting the other person or people they associate with or date or marry, right? Right? And instead of people admitting that, hey, I made a mistake, I married the wrong person, I dated the wrong person, I fucked up. Instead of people admitting their mistakes, and I see women more so doing this than men because women are emotional beings, women will then turn around and say, I was victimized. I was taken for. I was stolen. I was robbed. I was this and that. I'm speaking in general. I'm not talking about any person in particular, right? This is what is called the victim mentality. And the victim mentality is not healthy. And the victim mentality is something that people have that are not in the best place emotionally. And people in that state of mind, in my opinion, need more help than I can provide. I can only help to a certain extent. Some people need a licensed psychologist or therapist and need medication to work through this stuff. My lady, who's been transparent about this, needed the help, and I helped her get the help, and now she got the medication, and she's amazing. She was amazing before, but I could only help her to a certain extent. And when it got out of my hands, then I said, hey, you got to go see a therapist or a doctor. And she saw a doctor and got the medication. And I ask her almost every night that we talk or when we see each other now, compared to when we first started dating to now, how do you feel? I feel a hell of a lot better. I love myself a lot more. I'm a lot happier. I feel a lot healthier. I'm so proud of her. But what it took for her to get to that point is to stop playing the role of the fucking victim. Because that's what she was doing. And I'm not here trying to talk smack about my lady. I love her and she loves me. But babe, that's what you were doing. You were playing the role of the victim. And when you realized that the problem was deep within on how you saw yourself is how everyone else is going to see you, then you started to turn it around. And what a difference, right? What a difference, right? Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, folks. We're going to be going off the air in about 10 minutes or less. Again, tonight from the studio at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I've got a great stream with 3 great Reddit stories I'm going to be sharing. And the primary topic will be the second story I do. How to get over your bitterness so you can allow true love to come in. And with no disrespect to everyone that was on Janet's panel yesterday, a lot of you are bitter. Not all of you, but a lot of you are bitter and you have a guard up, but you want true love and happiness. This show would be for you. I'll share more of my thoughts, and I'll also share thoughts about people that are talking about this on Reddit. You're gonna see multiple opinions live on the air in very high quality from my studio, 1080p at 60 frames per second, with high quality audio, a nice background with my green screen, nice microphone. You think these are decent? You think the sound quality is decent here? Wait till you see the show tonight, if you're around. If not, if you can't make it live, check out the replay if you'd like. Again, folks, just your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I'm going to go off the air for a second, reset the chat. All right, we're back live. Let me wait to make sure where these people are going. They're coming in on this trail. They're probably going to go on the left side first. My woman left me a text and felt the need to make me aware that on April 7th will be our 7-month anniversary. Thanks for the reminder, babe. How much is it going to cost me? I'm kidding, but I'm actually not. We can all joke around, right? Oh, by the way, I saw this story uh, through MGTOW.tv. I guess that's a website. Somebody shared it on Twitter saying that Will Smith is the white knight and cuck of the year. Like, I think it's safe to say that Will Smith is the ultimate white knight and CUCK for 2022. Like, I don't think anyone can come close to the amount of white knighting a guy that's had such a great career and life, good-looking dude, great shape, charismatic, but when it came to his marriage, man, did that guy leave his balls behind. Come on, guys. The reason why women are upset nowadays is because you guys are leaving your balls behind. That's the problem. That's the problem. You fix that issue and everyone's happy, right? That slap will make Chris Rock millions of dollars. Oh, it's more than that, bro. Some people were saying that it was fabricated. I don't think it was. I mean, I'm not ruling it out. See, because Hollywood's been dying. Hollywood's been losing to YouTube. You know, YouTube probably makes more money now than Hollywood. And I'm talking profit, right? I bet you YouTube makes more profit than Hollywood. Why? It doesn't cost YouTube any money besides server space and bandwidth to run this thing. We have to buy our own equipment. All those movies that make hundreds of millions of dollars, they have a lot of expenses. They're not making a lot of profit. So it could have been something done that was trying to get Hollywood more attention. But if I had to guess more so than not, I don't think it was fabricated. Now, you know, Will Smith did bitch slap Chris Rock. That was a slap. That wasn't a hit. If Will Smith wanted to take him out, he could have taken him out. But he didn't. He B-slapped him. Right? So that's why some people think it was phony and fabricated. But I have to say more so it wasn't. But he's going to have his award stripped. He's been removed from the academy. And his career is probably done. I bet you Will Smith is canceled. If you think he's canceled, put a 1 in the chat. Rex is usually chilled. I think he found the personal questions rude. Nothing to take offense at, in my opinion. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you heard this or not, Templar. And thank you for being here again, man. You know, I was just trying to find out where his issue is so I can help him resolve it. That's the problem with a lot of guys nowadays. Like, a lot of guys have emotional trauma that stems back to their childhood. And the only way you can find that out is by asking, right? Right? So even though he didn't answer my question directly, he indirectly answered my question because he reacted like a female dog. No disrespect. He lost his emotional shit, which is not a masculine trait. And here's the thing. My concern is not losing his emotional shit for me asking about his upbringing. My concern is how many times has he lost his emotional shit in a relationship and hit a woman because of that, right? I'm not saying he's a girlfriend beater or anything like that. But if you're going to lose your emotional self-control as easy as he did when you came to me for my help, dude, you were on a panel where I was helping people resolve these things. And because I asked about how how was your relationship with your parents, you know, I mean, you know, the guy's been engaged 5 times and never been married, and he has commitment issues. That stems back to somewhere. I mean, why do you keep getting in relationships if you have commitment issues, right? If you just want to bang women, say, hey, I want something casual. I'm not looking for something serious. But you're getting in relationships, getting engaged, and then not pulling the trigger. And I could see that happening once or twice, but five times? Victim was a state of mind, says Templar. You're right. Let me. We're at 116 minutes, minus probably 1 minute, 115 minutes. We are at 1 hour and 55 minutes, folks. We're going to end this at the 2-hour mark. Give me a second. Let me go off the air. I'll come right back. Amen to that. Cling is king. I'm just remind me, what did you say amen to? Because I went off the air for a second. Amen to what, brother? My phone, it has dimmed because it's, I guess the phone got pretty warm with the sun in it. The iPhones will dim when they get hot. And it has been warm enough for this phone to get hot, so I'm having a real hard time seeing the screen, even when I take my sunglasses off. But I think you folks can still see me. I think we're still all right. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat, folks. We're going to be going off the air in about 2 or 3 minutes or so. Again, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific from the studio. I've got a great stream where we're going to be discussing how to get rid of your bitterness so you can actually find true love and find the person that you want to date. You got to let your guard down. You got to let go of the past. Let go of all past trauma. That was part of the beginning of the stream yesterday until, it got a little derailed towards the end there because of some drama. But hey, that's what I talked about yesterday. You can't let your past trauma affect you because it'll affect your entire life. It'll affect you personally. It'll affect you professionally. It'll affect all aspects of your life. And you're going to be lonely and miserable. And I choose to not be lonely and miserable. And that's all I'm trying to help you folks with, right? All right, I'm going to go off the air one more time and then wrap this up. We have 11 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Get those thumbs up. Let's get up to 15 thumbs up before we go off the air. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Be right back. All right, no more messages. I have 12 thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. Let's get to 15 thumbs up at the time the show ends. I'd appreciate it. All right, folks. Thank you to everyone for being here. Too many people to mention. It's almost 4 o'clock Pacific, which is almost 7 o'clock Eastern. I got to unpack this and get back home, grab some food, and set up the studio for the stream coming up tonight. I hope you can join me tonight at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. If not, feel free to catch the replay. If you come across this stream down the road after tonight, just go back and look at the date of this stream and then look at the stream right after it. And you can catch that on the replay even down the road. With that being said, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all next time later tonight. And as always, take care and be good to each other.